This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Yes, indeed. This is Meltdown Live, and we are absolutely ecstatic to be here yet again in the Culver studio. I am your main commentator today, I guess, Mr. Tim Melton. So thrilled to have you here. I don't know why we got the giggles. I think it's the lack of oxygen in the room. But other than that, we're doing good. I appreciate all of you for being here live, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. EG's got a case of the giggles. What's going on, EG?
I don't know, that just made me laugh the way that you introduced us.
I don't know what's happening. I did a little bit more of a casual introduction here
I kinda
today.
like it.
Okay, I'll just keep riffing. How does
Do
that
it.
sound?
Do
Yeah,
it.
you have Gatorade on you, is that correct?
Yeah, so I had my first Gatorade bath today, and what I mean by that is I did the squadron game, covered it as a sideline reporter.
Okay.
Never done that before. G League game, my first one.
Right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Absolutely. They played the Delaware Bluecoats, and it was one of the most fun games ever. It was incredible. Came down to the final minute. It was an incredible comeback from the Birmingham squadron, and it ended with a Gatorade pour on Jalen Crutcher.
You don't see a ton of Gatorade pours in
The G League.
basketball,
No.
but I would think that that would be a fun, momentous occasion. I
was.
I am actually surprised this is your first Gatorade pour
Yeah,
that you've been hit by because you've been on many sidelines.
many sidelines, and I have been a part of 2 field stormings as a sideline reporter, and no Gatorade.
What do those field stormings freak you out?
They did take place at Georgia Southern, so it's not as many people, but it was still very overwhelming, and
Still a matter of time before it happens at a major,
yeah,
huge stadium with a
yeah.
whole bunch of people.
So they are intimidating because when you're in the sideline role, my objective is to find the coach or player, and my job gets a million times harder when everyone is on the field. And another aspect that people don't think about is when a player or coach is being like grabbed like that in that setting, they don't assume that it's you. They assume that it's someone that it's a fan, it's whoever. And so you have to there's a video I have of me yanking on Kyle Van Treese, who's the quarterback at the time, trying to pull him back to do the interview. But anyways,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Well, I look forward to you aggressively pulling people toward your microphone
Me too.
in the future.
Me
Good
too.
stuff. We've got Tyler here. Tyler, you
Yes,
got
indeed.
Oh,
you got to see an AMC screen unseen last night. For those that don't know, that is Tyler pays a flat fee, goes into a theater where he doesn't fully know what it's going to be unless he logs on to Reddit beforehand. And even then, it's just an hour window of knowing what it is, thanks to our friends on the East Coast. But you got a chance to see the new Jack Quaid movie last night, which is something I'm saying a lot here in 2025. The new Jack Quaid movie. It seems like he puts out a new movie almost every few weeks.
Huey is getting work.
He is.
This was a lot of fun. I was kind of hoping it was the Batista movie, even though I think that will be awful, just because I wanted to get it out of the way. But then I was pleasantly surprised when I heard it was Novocaine, because we filmed our 10 most anticipated movies of the year video, and Novocaine made my list. It was a lot of fun. It's like action comedy. You got the hook of a dude just trying to rescue the girl. And it's almost like a Mr. Bean-esque version of John Wick. He
Hmm.
just kind of stumbles into beating up the henchmen and winning
Yeah.
and progressing through his mission.
I am selling stock on Jack Quaid.
I mean, I don't think he will be an A-list star. I don't think he's someone who sells tickets.
Right. No, what's weird is I like Jack Quaid.
Oh yeah, I like Jack Quaid a lot.
I just feel he's becoming a,
Huey from The Boys.
a stereotypical version of like Jack Quaid. You know immediately what that role is. Like he's
Mhm.
playing the same role in everything he's in almost. Even Companion, which has some elements to it that allow him to sort of flex his muscles a little bit. We've seen that kind of stuff in Scream already.
Mhm.
So I'm not seeing a lot of new stuff from Jack Quaid. But Jack Quaid was in one of my favorite movies of all time, Oppenheimer, so I'm happy about that. But who wasn't in Oppenheimer? It was a stacked cast. But I don't know. I have zero interest in Novocaine.
Well, see that was one thing I mentioned in my review last night. You can check that out on our shorts page. Was that Jack Quaid will get criticism for always playing the same character, and the same can be said as Jacob Batalon, who's also in this movie. He plays sidekick guy in the chair, sarcastic guy.
Yeah.
We've seen him do that plenty of times, but they do it well enough where it's endearing and it's just a great time.
So you went into this movie rooting for this movie.
Yes.
You wanted it to be great. Do you feel like the audience had a good time in there? I mean, do you
Oh
feel like
yeah,
they were having fun?
there was constant laughter pretty much throughout the movie.
It's awesome.
I think my audience had a great time with this, and I think it would make like a great date night movie.
So I'm being completely unfair to the movie. I'm admitting that. I'm being completely unfair to Novocaine. But for some reason, I have zero interest in that movie. I don't want to see it. I think it looks goofy as hell. And I'm tired of Jack Quaid playing the same character over and over and over again. And basically, that being all we can watch here in 2025. And the trailers, I don't think, are very good.
I mean, as much praise as I'm giving the movie now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that like this is fantastic and this will be a conversation piece later in the year.
Are there
This
surprises in it? Like genuine surprises?
yeah, there's some twists and turns,
Okay.
and it's just a fun ride the whole way.
Okay.
I think I want to see it.
I don't think there's a yeah, I
My favorite
appreciate it,
line in
EG.
here.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
How
the
many
help.
times have you said that line? Now, that's
Casino
you
Royale.
follow it up. I can't criticize, but so a lot of times it's like, I think I'm going to go to the theater and watch that. And then you don't.
He
But
walks in, grabs
It's
some
popcorn.
popcorn, and says, "You know what? I'm gonna head home."
I'm gonna say actually, you know what I say, Tyler, in my mind? I'm supporting the theater directly.
you are
Oh, you are,
Yeah.
yes.
talked about that.
And I pat myself on the back.
That is correct. If you can make it past the ticket taker and get directly, which half the time there is no ticket taker, and get directly to the popcorn stand, you
Depending
will
on
take
which
it.
location you go to,
That is correct.
there's one that runs that gate like like it's the border.
That I wish we could put her on the border. It would be
I
much.
mean, she would have it locked down.
Oh, we would fix the whole immigration crisis like that for sure. I'm a
Full-time
paying
worker.
customer who's already prepaid and I can't get in.
Man, every
w-
time you go into that one, she's just papers, please.
You
No.
know that when they announced the AMC A list that you can starting in May put a profile picture on your profile so you don't have to constantly produce an ID,
Oh,
that a little part of her died inside.
Oh yeah, that's what I texted you immediately
Yeah.
when you sent me that news. Was
She-
like, yep,
what is
she is
she?
seething
Is she
right
like
now.
the bouncer, basically?
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
ID.
You imagine
so she is a ticket taker, but she acts as a bouncer basically.
imagine a librarian who on the weekend does light prison guard duty. Okay? That's what we're talking about.
No.
Oh
That's
yeah,
such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
very popular career path there. A lot of
Intersex.
she's not intersex, but
She has a lot of intersecting skills.
anyway, let's talk about something else. E.g., your apartment situation. What's going on?
Oh. Oh.
I'm telling you, we should go hire her. She'll be your advocate, and then she'll end up fixing this for you. What's the latest? That's what I want to know.
The latest is have I shared with our Meltdownians what's happening? I think I shared with the poker club.
You have not shared with our Meltdonians what's going on. I don't know how much you want to get into it. But
I can just, give the topical version. Basically, I had a hair tool from Dyson, yes, the vacuum company, sent to me by Dyson to make a promotional video, #influencer life. It's awesome. And they sent me the product, which is a limited edition. I was so excited about it, but it arrived while I was on my ski trip. And so what happened is I had 2 packages delivered the same day, my Dyson and then a smaller package. And the UPS driver did his job correctly, and he stacked my packages on top of each other and put them in a locked community locker. And so
well, that seems foolproof.
it does. You would think, because the only other people that could open the big community locker are individuals that also have a package that is being stored there compared to individual lockers. There's also cameras everywhere. Someone in my apartment decided to take my Dyson Airwrap out of the community locker, and my apartment is not working with me to go through any of the camera footage or to help me at all, and basically treating me very horribly. I've had some very tense conversations with my apartment complex because they are not concerned at all that there's a thief. And we were able to prove that the UPS driver did not take it, that it was a resident. And so today I was informed by the packaging company that does our mailroom called Luxor that they're going through the footage, but they have to work with my apartment with the footage. So I won't ever see it. But I don't trust my apartment to actually do what needs to happen.
Right, and be an advocate for you.
Exactly. And so I tried to call them actually on my way in, and the woman that I spoke with had no haste, and I'm supposed to do this content by Friday.
Mm.
I know. So I know that may sound trivial to some, but bottom line is my mail got stolen out of my apartment in a locked box.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not cool at all.
I believe you referred to it as a felony.
Yeah, it is. Stealing
Yeah.
mail is a felony in the United
Yeah.
States, and I will be prosecuting.
She's correct. You can't interfere with the postal system.
No. And the person did.
The way you said that, it made it sound like a Law and Order open.
Dun dun.
Dun dun.
In this country,
You.
there are two types of people: the postal system and those who disrupt. These are their stories. You know, it's like,
Well, this person's gonna end up on there because full extent of the law.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 things I've learned. You need oxygen, you need water, you don't double cross EG. Those are the 3 things I've
Yeah.
learned in life. We'll see what happens, but
I'll keep y'all updated.
please do. Poker last night.
Yes.
I felt an energy yesterday off of you that I said, you're in a good spot going into tonight. I
Yeah.
said it, and
You did.
I don't say that every week. I said it this week. You performed very well.
Thank you.
Took a money split,
Yep.
first place money split, which is incredible. We had 15 players, 18 rebuys, I think. They had like
I
18
think,
rebuys.
yeah.
So it was a huge night.
And split the bounty.
Split the bounty as well.
Mhm.
So
Dang.
I know.
you racked up last night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And more importantly than anything, you listened to your wise old generation above you teacher who's told you one thing over and over and over again.
Should we
That
say it
is-
together?
Yes.
King
Nine
Nine never
never
loses,
loses.
except when it does. No, it was really good. And I have not won in that fashion with King Nine. And truthfully, Tim Melton, between us and Tyler and our audience, I would not have played that if you weren't standing there.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You moseyed over, and I
did.
said, you know what? Let's see. Let's dance, as I like to say.
Now, did part of you do what other people do, which is, I'm going to play this, and if I win, great. If I don't win, I can give Tim hell about this. That's part of what went through your mind, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay. But you did win.
I did win.
And it catapulted you to a spot in the money.
Yeah, it was a double knockout.
So I will be charging a percentage. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
kidding. No. You played it right. You believed. That's the most important thing about when you play King Nine. You got to believe. Hunter Bussey played King Nine. He did not
Did
believe.
not believe, and bless his heart, it did not go well.
It did not. He got absolutely.
Yeah, he says in the chat he got bodied.
He did. get
Yeah,
bodied.
yeah.
You got to believe. And EG believed, and that was important. And so, congratulations. A big night for you.
How was your night? We were at separate tables. I didn't get the lowdown.
I really enjoyed my night.
Okay.
Hunter said he was the first one out due to a king nine hand.
Yeah,
It
that's
was before 9 o'clock. It was 8:52. But who's counting?
you, obviously.
Mhm.
Heaven forbid they ever give you surveillance footage there of your package situation. You'll have it all mapped out.
Yeah.
But no, I had a great night. I was very consistent throughout the night. The rebuys ended, and then I took some big swings, just missed on some things, flush draws, or ended up not being able to get top pair through or something like that. But I really had a great night because after the tournament was
Wow.
over, we played a cash game.
Yeah, how was
and
that?
I was able to basically double up, a little bit more than double up my investment. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy. So we had a really fun night last night at the PTPC, and I'm hoping we can continue to make more core memories and have even more flavor. But it's always good to have Meltdonians playing as well
Of course.
in the club. And Hunter, whether he realizes it or not, he's now, I believe, 3 weeks away from
From
becoming
membership?
from having a membership to the club. It may be 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to look back. I think it's 3 weeks. He's 3 weeks away from having actual membership to the club if he continues to play 3 more weeks in a row.
Okay,
So,
Hunter, that's
Hunter,
awesome.
it is a very valuable thing being a PTPC club member,
Very.
and you are on the cusp of it. So, we're always looking for great players. If you feel like you're a great player and you do not have a criminal record, please reach out to me, and I would love to consider having you come play poker with us. Still working on Tyler. All right, here we go. It is now time.
Y'all play too late.
Oh.
Okay.
Tyler, you're at the
I
movies.
don't think I've ever publicly said this, but I used to be a dealer at y'all's game
That is correct.
for a little bit. And then I realized that even though the game like starts at like 7,
8.
y'all start at 8 now?
We've always started at 8.
Okay, I had the time messed up. Even though y'all start at 8, which, it's not late. Y'all play till like 12:30, 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
12:15 on average now.
I have left the house at 1 in the
I'm
morning.
saying now. I'm saying on average now.
Average.
But
You guys,
yes,
it was a
takes
late night
commitment.
last night.
It was. We the cash game kept going.
Well, yeah, when did y'all leave?
So the guy who hosts it, he went to bed.
Like, bed?
He went to,
No way.
he went to bed and he's like, "Hey, by the way, when y'all get done down here,
Lock up for me.
basically, turn that switch off, lock up."
Unplug the light.
We were taking out trash. We were cleaning tables. I mean, it was like I literally was like, because he has to be up at like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, what if we're still playing when he comes down? Like, what will he think? He'll probably be impressed. But anyway, we love poker
We do.
and it's been a lot of fun. And EG, I can't wait. Maybe tomorrow we'll get into it because I feel like we've already talked about poker a lot. But I kind of want to get into like your trajectory.
Okay.
Because like when I told you a year ago that you had the potential to really be a good poker player.
Yeah.
I don't know if you believed me, but you are a good poker player. And like your reputation has gone up and your results are coming in now.
Thank you.
And that's got to be nice that knowing that you've put in the work and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, I feel like especially this year calendar wise, like I feel like it is really shifted. I think that I understand the game at a deeper level and that's what was missing. But we've talked about it before. It was that element of no longer just playing my hand, but playing everyone else's hand. And when you can flip that switch and be playing against other people, that
Oh,
it is addicting
you see
too.
the game completely differently
Completely different.
because you're a person that likes to, I don't want this to sound awful, but you like to profile people. And what I mean by that is not the bad kind of profiling
Right.
people where you discriminate.
No, I do not do that.
This is a compliment, I promise. But you have like a
She only discriminates against bad poker players.
correct. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah,
But
thank
you
you
have
so
like a
much, Hunter.
file cabinet. And
Yeah.
you keep little details
Yeah.
in that file cabinet.
For sure.
And that helps you in poker a lot.
Yeah, and you start learning like different styles of people as you profile them. And no, it's fun, but it really is. I think poker. It's a, none of this might sound silly to some. It's a life skill. Like the mindset and
It is.
mentality that you have to have in
It
that
really is.
situation.
Yeah.
Like you are playing not only your cards but your chips, but other people at the end of the
Oh,
day.
absolutely, absolutely.
So
Anyway, so many elements to it. Love it. And I feel like you are seeing that hard work pay off. And
thank
I'm
you.
proud of you for that.
You guys will see me on World Poker Tour one day.
I really don't look, I'm telling you, you end up in a casino situation playing poker, you have such an advantage. Because people are gonna be like,
No way.
you know,
Yeah.
She's a
Mm-mm.
girl.
Basically, yeah. That's basically it. I'm for some reason I'm thinking of the Austin Powers line. That's no man, or whatever. It's like I don't know.
It's
Uh,
fine, guys.
gosh, what is happening?
I
I'm
don't
telling you,
know.
it's whatever we're breathing in. It's
Yeah,
the eBay
it's
box.
it's the
The-
mystery boxes. We have no oxygen in the room, and we're getting
Oh.
delirious.
By the way, mystery box this week on Friday, so look forward to that. Tyler, I mean, when we meet people out in the flesh and they come up and they're like, I love the mystery box stuff. I mean, that's always awesome, right? I mean, they really do
Yeah.
like the mystery boxes. But I'm actually thinking, you guys tell me, but I'm thinking about getting like an Amazon return box or something and opening it up on air or something like that.
Wait, why don't we do one of the lost luggage boxes or lost mail boxes? You might find my Dyson Airwrap.
Correct. We're thinking about doing something
We
crazy
should
like that.
do that.
Yeah, but I don't know the price point of what we'd be looking at there. We may need to.
Pitch in, all of us?
Well, it may be
Definitely.
one of those things where it's like it's an investment opportunity for all of us, or at least me and EG, because Tyler's looking at me like, hell no, I've got things on my wish list.
Chat,
I've
we'll
heard
chat.
about your investment opportunities.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we've shared that on this side of things, but we can get into that closer to football season.
That's when we used to talk about my poker addiction on the radio.
Yeah.
My co-host would always call them investment meetings.
Oh.
He would never refer to them as poker games, but like everybody knew
Yeah.
was listening, like they're obviously talking about poker. But he would call them investment meetings to protect us, I guess, on air. But anyway, so the way he's talking about it right now, it
Yeah.
makes it sound like it's an
Yes.
investment meeting. It's now time for a segment of physicality. This is another fun thing that we have brought in. What I'd really like, Tyler, I want you to start working on this. Is I want you to start working on some sort of graphic that says physicality, but it looks like the Mortal Kombat fatality.
Oh,
But I
okay.
wanted to say physicality, and I has to do the voice. I don't know why. It popped in my head.
Like the vibes.
Anyway, you want to go first or second today, Tyler? Up to you.
I'll go second. I'll let you go first.
So, is all your stuff new, or the stuff you're going to display, is it new?
Like new as in not pre-owned, or new as in a new movie?
New is in not pre-owned.
Yes.
Okay. So new, unused items.
Correct.
So well, two of the three items that I have are used. I've never done this before, but I went to a flea market,
Oh.
an antique mall flea market.
Your reaction was amazing. You went from such wonder and excitement to ew.
I didn't say
What did
I
you
said, oh.
What did you want
I
me to
thought
say?
estate sale.
It was I'm soon.
Okay.
I'm getting
Woo.
the bug for that stuff.
I love estate sales.
But I went to a flea market, and for those that don't know, you walk into this massive complex, and they've got all these little booths, and they have everything priced out, and then you bring it up to the front, and they end up awarding that money to the person who owns the booth, and that's the way it works. Anyway, people typically know how flea markets work. I'm new to the game,
I
but
am too.
I went in there pretty excited.
Can you barter?
There's no people to barter with
Oh.
because they have their shop set up for you to just browse through, and you bring it up to the front, and they
Honor system.
sort of. I mean, it's all labeled.
Was this the place in Irondale?
No.
Ah,
But I mean, there's a multitude of them.
okay. Yeah.
But I went through every single booth, and there was a couple hundred booths. I actually went to two of them. I went to two
Wow.
different antique mall flea market things. And I'm looking for good deals on physical media.
Duh.
And I found some really good deals, but not necessarily the titles I was looking for. And I really was being very picky
Okay.
about what it is I was going to do, because I don't want to just knock everything off this list because I can. I want to knock things off the list if I feel like I'm getting either it at its best quality,
Mm-hmm.
or we're pulling it randomly, which people tend to like, they like that the most, or I'm getting a fantastic deal,
Right.
or there's some sort of like,
Special edition.
yeah, there's some sort of hook as to why I'm doing this. So I did get something off of the board here.
Yes.
It's a standard DVD. Okay, so it's nothing super special. But I got a movie that I really like, Up in the
Oh.
Air, with George Clooney on DVD. I really, really like this movie. Came out in 2009, December 2009, and it was nominated for 6 Academy Awards. This is directed by Jason Reitman, and it is about corporate downsizing expert Ryan Bingham, played by George Clooney, who spends his life in planes, airports, and hotels, and he sort of becomes addicted with life on the road. Jason Bateman is his boss and says, hey, we're about to pull you in, and we're about to do all this over Zoom, basically. Technology is replacing your lifestyle. Well, that's a big shot for him, and he's got to figure out how to make it to where his lifestyle doesn't get changed, and he proves the worth of being face to face with people when he's going to places and doing mass firings and layoffs. So he's kind of in a despicable job, but he's very good at it. And George Clooney's never been better, I don't think, than in this movie. I'm not the biggest George Clooney fan, aka Batman and Robin. I'm not the biggest George Clooney fan, but I love this version of George Clooney in this movie. And I got it for $1 total. So
Wow.
couldn't beat that.
Yeah, I don't think you can pass that up.
Yeah, it was $1. And it's a movie gallery edition, which brought back some nostalgia as well.
Ah,
And it doesn't have any inserts or anything, but good condition if I don't find it in a better format. It does not have a 4K release, but it does have a Blu-ray. But I I saw this. It's in perfect condition pretty much
Yeah.
for $1, and I was like, I'm gonna knock this off the board. So EG, if you'll do the honors here, it is
Is that the only thing you pulled off the board today?
this is the only thing off the board today, yes. So
Alrighty.
this is it. Here we go. Here we go. All right, there we have it. Up in the air. It's crossed off, and it is now a part of my collection. But I'm a big fan of this. It's got George Clooney, Vera Farmiga from the
Oh yeah.
Conjuring series. No, not
Mhm.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
Is it Conjuring? It
Yeah,
is Conjuring.
she's
You're
in
right.
The Conjuring. She plays Lorraine. And she's also in The Departed.
Yep,
And what else?
Is The Departed on there?
it is.
It
But
should be on there.
I got a copy of The Departed, so it should be
Oh yeah.
marked off.
Yep, it's marked off.
Okay.
It's right above Halloween 2018.
Oh, yeah, okay.
By the way, ordered Halloween 2018 on 4K, and they sent me a counterfeit disc, so I can't mark that off because
Hey.
had to return it. It was a counterfeit disc. But it's got George Clooney, Vera Farmiga, Anna Kendrick is in this, Jason Bateman, Danny McBride, Zach Galifianakis, J.K. Simmons, and Sam Elliott. So it's a great
That's a great
cast,
cast.
really great cast. Really recommend this movie if you have not seen it, and it gets marked off the list. All right, next. Also, at the same exact flea market, but in a different section, I am a person that collects vinyl. And this is a soundtrack that I've been on the lookout for, but I wanted to make sure that it was in a
Oh,
good
this looks cool.
conversation.
Oh, is
This
it the
looks
Wicked
cool.
soundtrack?
No,
It's
no, it
Rocky.
is the Rocky soundtrack.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Done by Bill Conti. He did pretty much all the Rocky music throughout all the movies.
Oh, cool.
And he also did the music for Broadcast News, a movie I picked up recently with Criterion that I've shown off here. He also did the music for The Karate Kid and 1995's Bushwhacked, starring Daniel Stern. The only reason I bring that movie up is because it was one of the very first movie memories I have of going to the dollar movies and seeing Bushwhacked in 1995. It may have been the first movie I saw in a theater.
Really?
Like that was a important movie for me, even though the movie's not that great probably now. It's got the the Rocky theme on there. It's got Gonna Fly Now. Um, I love the music for First Date, which is a track here on side one of this record. And I just overall great vibe. Music holds up really well. Rocky, hard to beat. I've already got the Rocky 4 soundtrack, so I added the original.
Good.
Last but not least, this was a gift.
Oh, it's pretty.
Ooh.
Um,
This is Prince's Purple Rain.
Oh.
wow.
Spud gifted me this last night. Yeah. Spud is just the best.
He is.
He asked me what I'm on the hunt for next to add to my music collection, and I told him Purple Rain. And he showed up this week to poker and had a fresh, brand new edition of Purple Rain. This is, I think personally, this is the best Prince album.
Correct.
This was his 6th studio album, released in June of 1984 by Warner Brothers as the soundtrack album to the 1984 film. Purple Rain became Prince's first album to reach number 1 on the Billboard 200. The album spent 24 consecutive weeks atop the Billboard 200 and was present on the chart for a total of 167 weeks. This is a iconic album for sure. Let's Go Crazy kicks it all off. Also on here, When Doves Cry, Purple
Mhm.
Rain, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to Purple Rain nonstop here lately, and am really happy to own this and add it to my collection. So I know Hunter Bussey, I think his dad,
Yeah, he says you and Dad just became best friends.
yeah, Bubba loves Purple Rain. So
Can I see it?
yep, happy to add that to the collection.
Oh.
Before we get to
Oh, and forgot to mention, little bit apropos that you picked up Purple Rain, or rather Spud gifted it to you and you showed it off today, because tomorrow Purple Rain is getting re-released.
oh really?
Yes,
I didn't
it
know.
is a believe it's exclusive to Dolby theaters. So definitely make sure to check with your theater if you've got a Dolby location near you.
I also want to give this PSA, that's a good one. But if you're looking at your gum line and it is misting Purple Rain,
Ew.
then you probably are in a rocky situation and don't need to leave that up in the air for sure.
Oh, you got 3 references out of that.
I think it's stronger when you say that I got 3 references in there, but that is the case. 3 references for 3 great dentists over at Alabama Dental Associates. Yes, we encourage you to reach out and the dental team that we trust the most, make an appointment there and experience it for yourself. Located on Grants Mill Road, that's Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, and Dr. Nolan over at Alabama Dental Associates, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health. Whether you have major work that needs to be done, who knows, maybe you haven't been to the dentist in years and you need to get back on the wagon with those dental cleanings. I highly recommend Alabama Dental Associates. Dr. Brian, we had a fun time with him last night. He's just a great guy. If you're new in town, need to make sure you have a dentist on standby, reach out and try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself. They're accepting new patients now. Can help you feel at ease about all of your upcoming dental procedures. 205 956 8977 or visit alabamadental.com where they look forward to seeing you. Okay, Tyler, I'm now very excited to get to your segment of physicality.
So, a few weeks ago, I was scrolling through Amazon, looking at 4K steelbooks, as I do. I noticed that there's a pre-order open, and wanted this movie for a long time. Excuse me. I absolutely love this movie. Um, so I had to get it, and it finally got here. It
Okay, here
is
we go.
Akira, one of the greatest anime films of all time.
The sick looking steelbook with the
It's a
red fading into a darker red, it looks like.
yeah. So you got Kaneda here sitting on his little throne. You got the bike and the city behind him. Then here you got a skyscraper fading into Kaneda's face. I was hoping that they did the Neo Tokyo explosion or the bike slide on this, but we'll see. Oh, okay. The discs are the city exploding.
Is this the first time you've opened it?
Yes, it
Oh, okay,
is.
that makes
No.
sense. I thought you were putting on an act. I was
No,
like,
no, no, no.
what horrible acting, Tyler. Then I realized it was real.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes. So we can officially go
Oh,
over to the board and
Jump-
cross off Akira.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
EG, would you kindly step over and cross off Akira?
And I've got something to say about the board too in a little bit. This is first Tyler's Corner. Yep, it's being knocked off here. Normally, when Tyler's Corners get knocked off, there's a robbery.
Alrighty. I really like this movie. I had to get it. If you look over my shoulder, you'll see Shadow here. This bike slide. The reason I'm so crazy about this poster is this is a reference to Akira. This bike sliding backwards into frame is a shot from Akira, and it has been referenced in countless animation projects since 1988.
So we got to get into the whole
Truly
thing.
iconic.
Where did you get this from, and what did you think about the actual delivery process?
Amazon, and overall, not too bad,
Is it dented on the
but
top?
it is.
Ugh.
It is, EG.
Sorry.
They put it in a little bubble mailer and no extra protection. And then the delivery driver we saw at the Oscars, they just throw it everywhere.
Well, that stings.
I hope Jeff Bezos stubs his toe.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
And bites his lip.
Let's not get insane here, okay?
Oh, that really hurts because that happened to me.
Oh,
I bit the inside of my lip at poker, and then it lasted until literally like 2 days ago.
gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That
Poker
happens
2
to me
weeks
too.
ago.
Mm.
Yeah. So I hope he bites his lip.
I smacked my hands together and hit my thumb against my watch,
Yeah.
which was metal, and it burst like a blood vessel in my thumb. But I was very excited because I hit a big hand,
King 9.
and so that's why I no longer wear the
Really?
watch. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to be. I need to be able to clap at a
Yeah.
moment's notice. Occasionally, I'll hit my ring, and that hurts enough.
Yeah.
But anyway. They told me when I got this ring that if I ever jam my finger, they're gonna have to cut my finger off.
Oh, is it
Really?
tungsten?
Tungsten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said, well, I don't know anything that's more significant in displaying the love of my marriage than that. And so I said, yeah,
Wow.
I'll take that.
No way.
So I risk life and limb every single day.
Yeah, it is. They can't cut through that.
Correct. I hate to be reminded of it, actually. Okay, let's move on.
Why would you get that?
It's a popular wedding band choice.
Yeah. True love. That's why.
Mm.
Oh.
You know how you
I
feel.
don't know anything about that.
No. Hold that steel book again.
Yeah.
Hold that steel book again. Put it close to your heart. Tell me what you feel. What is that?
Love.
True love.
There we go. There we go. All right, it's time to get to some more things that Tyler loves with a edition of Lionel's List. Yes, we are very excited for this Meltdown countdown.
Yes, we are.
And you say you're excited. Do you even know the topic?
I know.
She's just excited to hear all of my good opinions.
Sure, Tyler. Whatever makes you tonight.
Tyler's the professional here. Look, there's something I hate, and I'm just going to point that out.
No, I feel like okay.
My mom is a big Tyler fan. And it makes me angry because I'll be like, hey, mom. She's like, oh, I watched the show. It was very good. I was like, oh, thank you. No, not you, Tyler.
Oh,
Okay, thanks, mom.
wow.
I mean, she really likes Tyler. Tyler's just so good at what he does, and he cares so much, and he's just got such a good attitude. And I'm like, I'm on the show too,
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah. Tim's mom, I'm here too.
Yeah, no, just Tyler. No love for you, no love for me. Occasionally, there's some Spud love in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but just pretty much Tyler, like
Dominates.
Tyler fan club.
Moms love Tyler.
Yeah, like the Cam Newton commercial.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to become your mom's favorite player.
Yeah.
That's happened to me in real life.
Wow. That
And
must be hard for you.
it's Tyler. So yeah, it's tough to share a space with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey Tyler.
Hey.
Hey guys.
Today's Lionel's List is about the 5 movie props that Tyler would like to own most. However, there's a caveat to this. I've made this a little bit more challenging because we're going to determine ranked 5 through 1 by size of item. Not necessarily by desire, but by
Interesting.
size. So we're going to work our way up in scale.
Okay.
So, number 5 has to be something that can fit in his pocket.
Like it.
Number 4 has to be something that can fit in an envelope, like, I don't know, something like that bubble mailer that he has down there. Number 3 has to be something that can fit in a box, a standard box. Pretty much
A standard
a
box.
box. Number 2 has to be something he can fit in his living room.
Okay.
Number 1, something that he could fit on a gallery floor at a museum or the Smithsonian or night at the museum, or I've already said museum, an art gallery.
His mansion floor space.
Well, no, see, I actually asked him about that when he sent me the list
Oh.
because we'll get to it later. I'll explain in greater detail.
Yeah.
But there was a question of like, so would this be something I have to be able to display now, or is this theoretical dream mansion what I would display? And we went with my current apartment.
Yeah, I like
Your
that.
current apartment, except for number 1, which would mean that you're basically lending it to an exhibitor that's
Yeah.
able to showcase it to the world because you don't own a gallery. So
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
it sounds like things are going to get contentious. Mom, buckle up. Okay, let's start off with number 5, something that can.
You're on my team, right, Miss Melton?
Don't talk to my mother. Don't talk to my mother.
Number 5.
Number 5, something that can fit in your pocket.
So something I can fit in my pocket. Really, there was one thing that immediately came to mind, and it was the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. Because if you can only have a movie prop that is pocket sized, why not have something versatile and iconic? You can wear it, you can put it on a necklace like Frodo did, or what I would do with it if I had a One Ring sort of display is I would get a sort of display gauntlet that Sauron wore, and then put the finger or the ring on his finger rather, and set that by my movie setup.
I've got to watch these movies in full. I've only
do
seen
need to.
Fellowship,
I've never seen any of them.
Fellowship's my personal favorite, but the other two are just as great.
but I watched Fellowship 20 years ago.
Rewatch
So I need to rewatch that one, and then I need to watch Two Towers. I need to watch Return of the King. It is blasphemous that I have not watched these movies.
it. It kind of is.
However, at that point in my life, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, everybody was losing their mind over it, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I was watching Pan's Labyrinth, I was watching The Departed, I was watching No Country for Old Men, I was watching all this other stuff that has aged incredibly well that wasn't really this sort of
Mhm.
overly popular fantasy franchise stuff. However, to be more well-rounded now, I need to watch it, and I really got into Game of Thrones. I was not a big fan of fantasy stuff until I got into Game of Thrones, and then I started the whole time, all I've been thinking is, I need to circle back to Lord of the Rings. But while everybody was running that direction, I was running towards, Little Miss Sunshine and
Mhm.
stuff that was like eclectically interesting to me rather than big budget orcs and swords and sandals.
Well, if it's any consolation, Lord of the Rings has aged incredibly well.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
still breathtaking to
I have
watch
the
today.
book at home actually in my possession, and I've said I'm gonna read it, and this might inspire me to read it.
It's
Shut up! No, I really might.
I have more faith in her reading Lord of the Rings
Than
than sitting
watching
down
it.
to watch it.
Yeah, that's true.
100%. Um,
I'm gonna start it
I
tonight.
think it's really great. I think Tolkien is one of the greatest writers just in history.
Yeah.
He managed to blend uh, mythology with medieval culture and legends and blend that with his experience in World War I. And it is an incredible tale that I believe will be timeless. It was popular 50 years ago and it'll be popular 50 years from now.
I have no doubt about everything you just said being accurate and correct. Let's move on to number 4. This needs to be something that can fit in an envelope. What are you picking?
Something from one of my favorite movies of all time. This isn't a particularly flashy prop, but I think it'd be sick if I had the key to One-Eyed Willie's gold from the Goonies. The skeleton key that Mikey uses to find the entrance to the Fratelli's cave and everything. Yeah, y'all know I love the Goonies.
Yep.
Enough said there.
At the flea market, tons of copies of The Goonies on DVD. And I was like, pick one up. And every time I'd pick it up, there'd be something wrong with it. I'd be like, or it'd be overpriced. I'd be like,
Probably lived in a lot of minivans.
probably so. But I think that's a solid choice there, Tyler. And you have not broken any rules, which I'm really
This
impressed
is
with.
impressive.
When we make it through oh gosh, I forgot about the number 1 when we have a bridge to cross.
We'll get to
We'll
it.
get there. Okay.
I think you're building it up too much. I think you're a little too worried.
Okay. I've just been worried because you
I have broken rules in the past.
yes, intentionally. It's not like it's
Yes.
just accidental. It's like Tim gave me this thing to do. I said no, and here we go. Okay. News to me.
Well, I always say no, and here's why.
I don't know. Tell me that 90 minutes before the show. We can work it out. Okay, let's move on. Huh. Mom, you're wrong about this boy.
But then you would know my list.
Yeah. I hate that my mom loves you so much. Let's move on to number 3 on Lionel's list.
So, number 3, something that can fit in a regular box. When you sent me regular box, I immediately thought shoebox and thought, what better shoes would be what would be the best shoes I could ever have in my collection? It is something that is the pinnacle of sneakerhead culture, the pinnacle of movie history, and it's the Air Mags from Back to the Future 2.
Mhm.
Cool.
Like,
We've been talking about this movie a lot. Jeff wanted this trilogy on Blu-ray, and this is the right choice. When I wrote it originally to send to you, I had shoebox written, and changed it.
oh,
I changed it because I didn't want you to think that I was implanting in your head you had to pick shoes. So,
but you knew me.
but I knew. I knew.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. This is a strong choice. They actually came out with a version of these that they sold.
For millions.
Not quite millions, but a lot. They
Yeah, the resellers though. I thought they went for millions.
I've 20, 25 grand, which I
Oh.
mean, when you're
That
talking
video
about
lied to me. Do you guys know the video I'm talking about? The old man that like they prank people by going into Nike stores with those to see if the Nike employees will be like, "Oh, like, yeah, we'll take these back. We'll return them for a gift card."
either your $975,000 off or Tyler's
Let me look.
$975,000 off.
I'm gonna look
but
on Goats.
There's also different releases of them.
Hold on.
So there's one pair that does not have the self-lacing technology, and then there's another pair that does have the self-lacing technology that was auctioned off as part of a charity auction for the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
If you had a pair of these, would you ever wear them?
Absolutely. I am not the
Okay, let's
so that's blasphemous for a lot of sneakerheads, honestly. If and this is also assuming not the pair from the movie. If I had a pair of Nike Air Mags, I would wear them because I think too many people just worry about it too much, and they take a toothbrush to it every moment, and they'll make sure that it has to be the perfect moment to break them out. Nah, wear your shoes, make memories in them, and that makes them more special, in my opinion.
So I agree with you and I disagree with you. Let me explain why. I agree with you that there's too many people that collect stuff and never use it, and they
Mhm.
never get the joy of actually having opened a box or
Yeah.
actually having felt something in their hand that's tangibly enjoyable with things that they collect. You can't take it to the grave with you. So enjoy it while you got a chance. Go
Exactly.
for it. However, the thing I disagree with is I would worry about your personal safety very much wearing these around.
Oh no, that's
That's so
fair. I
true.
would have to like only wear them to work.
Uh,
I mean, if I wore, is Dunaway gonna mug me in the halls?
he does like his dunks.
He would hire somebody to, let's be honest. He wouldn't want to physically do the job himself. He would make sure that somebody else took care of it. No, he wouldn't. But
No.
I just feel like if one rogue person sees that you have these in, you become a huge target. It's like
I
wearing
mean, you would. I mean, I wouldn't.
you
Go
just
to
got to be
some
careful
places with
about
them.
you just got to be careful about where you wear them. That's all.
Exactly.
Okay.
I know
All
your
right.
audience. Who knows what they are?
Let's go to this. Number 2, this has to be something that can fit in your living room. Tyler, how big would you say your living room is?
Not particularly big. I have just like a standard one bedroom, one bath apartment. So it's not all that big, but it's not like a studio apartment where everything is one room.
I used to rent a studio loft.
You did not.
I did in Orlando.
How did you fit in there? Not in a mean way, but more inquiry.
What did you just call me?
I said more of an inquiry.
Um, mm, the Vestavia lady's like, I heard her call me intersex. I'm gonna be getting very upset about. And no, I didn't fit very
Yeah,
well,
okay.
but it was within the budget. It was a nice setup for what I needed.
It wasn't like a studio with a Murphy bed, was it?
No, I had
Okay.
to climb. It was a
Bunk
no, it was not a bunk bed. It was not a bunk bed. It was a loft where the bed was in the loft. The problem is the ceiling was slanted up there.
No.
So if I ever got up there, I had to immediately go into
Pancake.
like what kind of animal would do this? I don't know. An otter?
Yeah.
I don't know. I immediately had to go into otter mode, but like horizontal
A
otter.
seal.
Yeah. I immediately had to go into seal mode and hop up there. And if I ever woke up in a panic, I had to make sure I didn't wake up and like hit my head on the ceiling or
No.
anything like
Or
that.
roll off.
Oh, I had that problem in my dorm in Auburn. There was like a thing that went above my bed, and there was a shelf jutting out. And so if I got up quickly, I bonked my head, and I did
Are you
several
still friends
times.
with your freshman year roommate?
No.
Are you asking that because you want us to ask you that?
No, I'm not either.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious.
All right. Anyway,
and
did this
not,
happen?
nothing against the guy. I
No,
just
I was just curious. Did you guys
Yeah.
like know each other coming in, or was it like random?
no, we didn't know each other. It was randomly assigned. He was from sort of across town, I guess, but he was a germphobe,
Oh,
which was nice.
Hmm.
yeah.
And was always clean,
Hmm.
but he did always spray his hands with like straight rubbing alcohol
Oh,
before he left and when he came back.
that's weird.
I hate to tell you this, but he was a serial
I was
killer.
gonna say, I think you might be
Like,
covering up something.
Was this Dexter you're sharing a
Yeah.
space with?
I mean, like the way he kept the room clean, it kind of
Did he like
was.
iron his sheets and
I mean, like I said, he kept everything clean.
I mean, there's worse possibilities
Treats.
than that.
Yeah.
Yes, like the people across the hall from us had cockroaches and everything because they wouldn't clean up any food and they would leave just like chip wrappers everywhere.
That's EG's
Biggest
biggest
fear.
phobia is
Oh,
cockroaches.
I hate cockroaches too. It's not like a fear. It's just like it's disgusting. It makes me feel icky.
I was always in charge as a kid of killing the cockroaches at my friend's house if
Your
they
friend's house.
yeah, like the mother, it was a single mother situation, and she'd always be like, "You're 9 feet tall and a strapping young lad, come kill these cockroaches." And I would kill them, and, it had that sort of snap, crackle, and pop sort of thing there.
I'm gonna throw up.
It's alright.
I'm assuming you
Not
also got volunteered to like move chairs and stuff in
Were
like
you a
church
chair
and school.
stacker at
It's like,
church?
yeah, we need it's like we need a group of strong young boys to move these chairs. And Tim's
Yeah,
like, I got it.
at
Picks up 5
at
chairs.
poker a few weeks ago, I was forced to move this grill by myself, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, I'll lift this over my shoulder and do it." But, I mean, it's a huge grill, but
That's what I'm saying.
got up the steps. Okay, let's now go to the thing I set up 10 minutes ago. That is number 2 on your list, something that can fit in your living room.
So this is the one that made me ask, is this for my current living situation or a dream living situation? Because in my dream mansion setup, there would be a large theater room and there would be suits on the wall. But I don't have room for that in my apartment. You kidding me? I barely have room for like a lamp and a desk. I'm having to measure out so I can buy the proper desk. I can't fit a suit in my apartment. So I went with the OG Yoda puppet from Empire Strikes Back and made by the Creature Shop. Uh I think it is a piece of movie history. Y'all know I love Jim Henson. This is just awesome. Like, you wouldn't want this in your movie setup, just, like, chilling next to the TV?
I'm gonna be honest, that would freak me out.
If I woke up in the middle of the night and Yoda staring at me,
Yes. Just Yoda in the corner of the room while I'm sitting there smoking a bolt. No, I'm kidding. Well, it's a joke.
Doing what?
I'm looking at Yoda and I'm thinking like I'm gonna end up becoming a heavy marijuana user if that thing's in my house. That's what I'm thinking while
His
looking at
eyes
it.
do look heavy.
Oh, he looks like, he'll start talking to you or something. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, you've seen Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yoda's a weird dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that in my house. I'm actually genuinely freaked out by that.
Okay.
His lightsaber fight in episode 2 really made me uncomfortable. Like how sort of he was able to jump around so viciously.
Oh, yeah, and then in episode 3, he jumps around even more and does, like, the craziest flips in the air.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that would freak me out, Tyler. That's the first one where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want that. Plus, I would worry he would start to smell. And what do you do with a smelly
ew,
Yoda?
ew.
What do you do? Anyway, sorry. I love the Empire love because I'm a big I'm a big Empire Strikes Back fan. But for some reason, I would become a heavy drug user if that Yoda lived in my apartment.
Alright, moving on to number 1 so we don't get demonetized.
Okay,
Alright,
Mr. Professional.
EG, you're off the hook now. Um, this is the one that could be contentious because you said gallery, and this could go in a museum gallery. There is one of these in a museum gallery, but I'd prefer to use it. And I'm talking about, of course, the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay, going heavy Back to the Future here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 items.
I'd rather have the DB5 from the James Bond movies.
Nah.
Oh.
This
Nah.
is your list, and let's talk about the DeLorean. I like the DeLorean. I do not believe the DeLorean is a piece of garbage. EG, I don't know if you're able, but there's a DeLorean behind you. If you could somehow hand that to Tyler without shattering everything behind you, that would be excellent. You're doing a great job.
Oh.
But I want you to
Oh.
hand that to Tyler and let him sort of show it off while talking.
Alrighty. The DeLorean is just an awesome car. I think it's the perfect car to use for the time machine because this just looks like a wacky car. And John DeLorean was a wacky guy. And that's why the company went out of business in about 5 years. and and there haven't been any new DeLoreans in forever. I believe the DeLorean company was revived and you can buy a new DeLorean. Um yeah, this is just an awesome car. It's got the butterfly doors. It's got the 2.1 gigawatt flux capacitor in
Open
the
that
back.
bad boy up.
Oh, I didn't know the door's open.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you're telling me you wouldn't want to drive this to work every day, just like putting on your giant Doc Brown shades and just saying where we're going, we don't need roads.
So originally, it was supposed to be a refrigerator they time traveled in.
Yeah, that would have been a mistake.
Big mistake.
They ended up I guess they ended up saving a refrigerator bit for Indiana Jones.
A little bit there, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, yeah.
Yep.
No, that's a great movie car. It puts people in awe every single time. I'd rather have a Burton Batmobile. I'd rather have a James Bond DB5, but I really do like the DeLorean very much. It's a top 5 movie car for sure.
Yep. I also think this is actually something usable as opposed to a lot of the other movie cars. You mentioned the DB5, that is usable, but you could have gone like the Tumbler from The Dark Knight, and there are real tumblers for sale. Joe
Mhm.
Burrow has one. It's
Oh.
not street legal though.
Yeah, those things don't look fun to drive.
DeLoreans are street legal and a lot more affordable.
Yeah, I would worry though if you were driving that around while also wearing the shoes, how much of a target you'd become. I just worry about your personal safety. That's all.
Well, I'll just time travel to the past and then not go that way.
Trying to think about who the group of people that were after Doc Brown at the beginning of Back to the Future.
Oh, it was
I don't want to get it wrong, but you would have that group of people.
Libyans.
Libyans, the Libyans. I didn't want to get it wrong.
Yes. Yes, that would be one where
You-
it could be
Yeah,
misconstrued,
yeah.
you getting it wrong.
You and Einstein would be out there in the parking lot. And, Einstein would do nothing, by the way, to say like, "Hey, danger around the corner." What an awful dog. But
Hey, I like Einstein.
I like Einstein too.
That was the first dog to time travel.
Some respect on its name.
Yeah, it's not that I hate Einstein. I hate Einstein's lack of loyalty during a time of crisis because
That's
he
fair.
should have alerted that, hey, there's danger around the corner. But anyway, and then the Libyans chasing you guys down the parking lot. And then where are you going to time travel to? That's the question. What year?
Um, I don't know, but I mean, I guess in that case, it's just
It's just a cool thought.
it's just a week before, so I can avoid the Libyans. But um, yeah, I don't know when I time travel to.
Anyway,
I just
great
want to
movie.
drive around the DeLorean.
Hear me out, Tyler.
All right.
I'm going to give a potentially an idea of how to do more Back to the Future content that makes people happy. Because you can't bring back Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd really to the franchise and make it work. So, how do you keep the franchise alive for generations to come? Some people say never touch it. That's fine.
Mhm.
But how about just make a movie or television series based off of the DeLorean and like make the DeLorean the literal plot vehicle
Mm.
that extends the story to a new generation of Back to the Future, almost like the Stranger Things, but with the DeLorean being something that ends up in their hands. I don't know. Why not? Why not? I can see a Peacock series now called DeLorean and like it being somewhat popular, like Cobra Kai, something like
Yeah.
that. But people probably would hate that, but that's just my initial thought.
You're right. You have to do something to keep the franchise alive
It's just
because
something.
if you go full purist and say don't touch this, you can never touch it. It's a classic. It will eventually die. Um, but I really do not want to see it go the mini series for streaming route. Nor do I really want to see a remake of it. Um, I don't know. Maybe like a spiritual successor slash reboot. Like you kind of acknowledge
Yeah.
the original, and
Well,
then it's like a passing of the torch type deal.
there are certain properties that appear to be untouchable. Back to the Future's always been one of those of like you don't redo it, it's perfect.
Hmm.
Like don't extend it, don't do anything, just leave it alone, let it be what it is, and that's it. But I just feel like there's something there that's satisfying that isn't just mining IP to try to generate a buck,
Mhm.
but it's actually like narratively enjoyable for fans. There's something there. I just don't know what it is yet. But I think the DeLorean is the key to like
Yeah, I mean you've got
keep
to
the
have
car
the
alive.
DeLorean.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
yeah, no, don't want it.
all right.
Hunter's still calling for Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. to be the next Marty and Doc.
Um, so I would watch that movie, but a lot of people would be very upset about it because we already
Yeah.
got that relationship in the
Mhm.
Spider-Man movies
Mhm.
and the Avengers movies, and it's hard not to see them as Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So while I love that AI fan casting, basically of seeing that, there's just no way, and you can't continue to have Tom Holland play high school roles like. And I feel like
Mhm.
Marty's got to be, if you're going to do it right, Marty's got to be in high school to start off with. So
Yeah.
anyway, I hate that me and Hunter, we can't get on the same page with casting, but he doesn't stop him from trying, even though I've told him, please stop.
He shoots his shot.
He does. He does. I'm proud of you, Hunter. One day you're going to hit one that I'm just like, I love, but so far everything you've said, I hate. Okay. Y'all were supposed to giggle. That was no giggle there. That makes it sound like I hate Hunter, and I don't.
No, 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 no.
That's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. I'm exhausted. You guys are exhausted. We got to get out in the parking lot and go at 8 miles an hour into the future. And I've really enjoyed our time together. Once again, next mystery box happening on Friday.
Yay.
And we have a lot of fun prepared for you throughout the course of the remainder of the week. Appreciate all of you being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for us. Mom, appreciate you watching very much. And hit that thumbs up button for Tyler. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and visit our title sponsor. That's MyBookie at mybookie.ag. You can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. That's mybookie.ag. Anything, anywhere, anytime. mybookie.ag. Anything, anywhere, anytime with mybookie.ag. Use promo code NEXTROUND for that first time deposit bonus. We will see you again very soon. Actually, on Wednesday, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.